Hey guys, so I wasn't planning to make a video this week, but this little furry caterpillar inspired me. Um, his face is really cute. So I've been listening to a lot of Terence McKenna videos lately, and I didn't realize until a couple days ago that he was dead and died 19 years ago. It was really pretty sad when I heard that, but listening to his videos has been really awesome for me, and kind of linking things together and thinking about things in new ways. And I feel like I'm starting to find my teaching style more, which is telling things in stories. And I feel like often if you follow a lot of Buddhist traditions, we're discouraged from going into stories, but everybody loves a good story for a reason. And kind of crazy things have been happening to me, and I've kind of been conscious my whole life and become conscious recently in a really big way that everything, it is all just a living story. We're just living a story, and we're partially responsible for writing it, and partially it's also like there's a greater intelligence writing it for us. And one thing that Terence McKenna says is if you really just sit in nature and just let yourself be, it starts to come to you, it starts to speak to you, and the duality between you and nature just dissolves all on its own. And personally, I don't think you have to take the mushrooms. I think that you can just look at the mushrooms and they'll tell you all their secrets. I just recently learned how to identify some mushrooms and forage. I've been eating these this year. Here's some chanterelles. And the fascinating thing about mushrooms is that they grow on disturbed soil, and they have incredible symbiotic relationships with trees, and we don't even understand the interconnected nature of nature itself, let alone the non-dual nature of our own psyche. And I feel like nature is just the easiest, most beautiful way to contemplate life and death, growth, birth, decay, and to see all these things as just this interwoven expression of life, and nothing is to be feared truly. I'm also starting to think more and more about what the ideal life should be like. And I believe that a deep connection with nature is a fundamental human need for happiness. And nice cities have nice parks, but that's not enough in my opinion. And maybe that's where psychedelics come in for people, is we're so disconnected from nature just in necessity of the kind of lives that we have to lead and the kind of office jobs that we need to do to support ourselves. And so it's like psychedelics are a way of kind of artificially, or in a natural, intense way of getting the message that the trees are trying to speak to you anyway. If you can sensitize yourself to that message and spend enough time out amongst them and get on the same frequency that they are, and that sounds complicated, but all it means is you love them and they love you back, and you can feel it and you can believe it. And it sounds totally crazy and totally loony, but that's the magic of life. Crazy and awake. One of the weirdest things, I talked in a video about how learning how to see, for a short amount of time after I had an awakening, a no-self experience, an awakening, light, and like my vision, I actually had visual changes. And now I can see like colors reflected or refracted differently. I can see rainbows and things. In crystals, I can see rainbows in crystals. I can see rainbow in the dewdrops. And I don't know if I'm just noticing it or if I never saw it before. It's crazy. But spend time in nature, guys. I'm gonna go check out an old apple tree. And I just wrote a story for a kid's book, and I think I'm gonna illustrate it, and I'm really interested to see what comes out of it, but I felt really inspired and creative lately. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.